بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Please, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you, wherever you are. I welcome you again with the program of the explanation of the Quran. Today, we explain in Surah Al-Adiat. Surah Al-Adiat, from the Quran that came in Mecca, and it has 11 ayahs. It's ordered in the Mus'haf. It's the 100th, and it's in the 30th chapter of the Quran. As it descended, as the brother said, it is the 14th, and there's a miss about when it came in. Why it's called Al-Adiyat? Because it's mentioned in the beginning of it, Al-Adiyat, of Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is nothing specific about its virtue, whether and what is mentioned before, that you cannot attribute to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Some of the people said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "O Ali," whoever recited it, as if he have put every orphan clothes and a garden in Jannah. That's too much. And also what is mentioned about the Prophet ﷺ, whomever recited it, it was given from the word 10 deeds from Al-Muzdalifah. Both of them are not attributed to the Prophet ﷺ. It's wrong, it's not right. But without a doubt, it's like the rest of the Quran Kareem. It has a great reward and great bounty that from reciting the Quran, because it comes at the Day of Judgment as intercessor in behalf of those who recite it. And it's enough to know that it is the special people and his special. As the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah Azza wa Jal has those special people, is the reciters of the Quran. It starts with Allah Azza wa Jal swearing with Al-Adiyat. And we know that Allah Azza wa Jal, He can swear with whatever He wants to, on whatever He wants. He swore by Himself. He said, "With the Lord of the heavens and earth, it is true like you are speaking." Or when Allah said, "They will not believe until they put you as attributor between them, arbitrator between them." Or He swore with the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. By your life, they are in their own intoxication. And a lot of His creation, like is in this surah and others, and you find a lot of them in this book. But we, the servant of Allah Azza wa Jal, if we want to swear, we cannot swear except by Allah Azza wa Jal. Whoever swears beside Allah Azza wa Jal, he has committed disbelief or shirk with Allah Azza wa Jal. Do not swear with the with anything else but Allah Azza wa Jal. So Al-Adiyat, it is a description. Is it the horses when they are in the sake of Allah? So it ran, and you could hear a voice from it. Or is it the camels that take people from Arafah to Muzdalifah and vice versa? It was disputed, is it the horses or is it the camel? Those who said it is the camels, it is surah in Mecca, there's no jihad at that time. So it will be sworn with. But the camels, they used it in in Hajj a lot. But to say that it is the camels, it is the majority of the scholars, and it is more to be correct, even if it was not the horses of the people who do jihad known in Mecca. And the camels also is known that it is something that attack the enemy. And with the truth Allah has sent it, and with the truth Allah Azza wa Jal had given. Allah said to fight those who fight you in the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. So the Adiat, it is one of the names of attacking the hurry on who rush in the when they rush in, and you could hear something that comes out of its chest because it's running fast. And then Allah al-Muriyat qadha. So the one that is spike whenever they touch the rocks, that's when the sparks comes out. فالموريات قدحة, it is these camels with its running and its toughness, and it's going in the earth. When it hit the rocks, it hit the other one that starts the fire because of the way it's running fast. The one that attacks in the morning on the enemy, that's the best time that you want to attack. It's known the armies in the past, they used to attack by dawn. Until this time. Because the enemy, it is a time of, and even if he woke up, but it will be of tiredness and laziness and surprise. So Allah chose to swear by those horses is in the morning. The Prophet ﷺ, he will not attack people at night. He will wait. If he heard the adhan, or if he will attack. So the Prophet ﷺ, if he attack people in an area, he will not do it until he at Fajr. If he heard the adhan, he will leave them. If not, he will attack them. So we went to Khaybar. So we went at night. When he woke up and he didn't hear the adhan, he rode, and I rode behind Abu Talha, and my feet touched the foot of the Prophet ﷺ. So the Jews, they left with their agriculture. When they saw the Prophet ﷺ, they said, Muhammad al-Khamis and his army. So when he saw them, he said, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Khaybar has destroyed. If we went to people's place, it is the worst morning. And also the narration of Anas ibn Malik in the same, that he alayhi salatu wassalam, he will attack only after Fajr, and he will listen. If they could hear the adhan, then he will not attack. Otherwise he will attack. So he heard the man saying, oh, Allahu Akbar. So the Prophet said, on the nature of Allah. And then he said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Ashhadu la ilaha illallah. So the Prophet said, left the hellfire. It was a shepherd who take care of goats. And he reached the prayers, so he called the adhan in the desert. It is also narrated al-Bukhari that Abdurrahman Abi Sa'sa'a, that Abi Sa'id al-Khudri, may Allah be pleased with him, said to him, I see that you love the camel, the goat and lamb. If you are in the desert and you have made the adhan, raise it. Nothing hears you. The muadhin, human or non-human, he will witness for him at the day of judgment. فأثرن به نقعا. With this rush, and they have created a dust. It is the dust that you, from abundance of camels or horses, if when it goes, you could see the dust from the animals when it runs. And then gathered, either it is the dust, they are. So what the best of the horses to do, that they will get to the middle or the center of the enemy's area. Another explanation that they have became medium in those who rode them. It came in the middle of the army roads. Another one, it is the gathering of Al-Muzdalifah. They have taken the goers to Al-Muzdalifah. The Prophet ﷺ said, I stood right here in Arafah, and Arafah is all place to stand. And I stood in Muzdalifah, and it is all a gathering. And I slaughtered here, and Mina, all of it is a place to slaughter. So slaughter in your places. These are the things that Allah Azza wa Jal has sworn with. What is He swearing on? Allah has swear by those horses or the camels. What is it that He's swearing with? He's swearing that the human, to his Lord, he is denying Allah's bounties. He counts the calamities and forgets Allah's bounties. He remember Allah's in the time of difficulty, and he forgets Allah at the time of ease. It was said that in hadith, I can know the one who eats alone. So it is the denial of the bounties, the denial of the favors. And that's the nature of the human being as a human being. Allah said that the human being has taken it and he was aggressor. So Allah is talking about the whole human being, not just the one particular one. If he think that he is sufficient from Allah, he don't even turn back to Allah. If he had the good health, he forgot Allah. If he is full, he will not ask Allah. If he has the abundance of sustenance, whatever Allah provides for him, he just take it for granted. But those who believe in the mercy of Allah, he's always attached to Allah. He's always in touch with Him. He's always remembering Him. His tongue is always and see, Allah Ta'ala, Allah Azza wa Jal used that so He could fix or forgive the sins. And how many times we have seen the people of during the human life, Allah has told us so many stories about how the people of Qarun, Allah said that Qarun, he was from the followers of Musa, and then he transgressed, and he had from the treasures that its vault, the keys for it is very hard for the people to catch. So they told him not to be happy. Allah don't like those who are arrogant. and seek from what Allah has given you the hereafter, and don't forget your livelihood, and be good just like Allah is good for you, and don't look for corruption on earth. Allah will not don't like those who corruptors. He claimed first for I got from my own knowledge. Doesn't he know that Allah had destroyed from before him? The human will go in the sea, and then he will get harmed, and he will find nobody but Allah to turn back to. Everything is straight except for what you call, and the human being is disbeliever in Allah. And Allah said, if we have tasted the people the mercy after hardship, they have denied our bounties. Allah is faster in His blood. Allah writes what you are claiming, falsely claim, and He's the one who takes care of you. And He has so many things that bounties. Allah said, if they are on the ships and they had wind that takes it, it came a windy storm, and the waves came from every place, and they thought they are surrounded. They forgot what they've done. They forgot that Allah knows, and they claim that if they are safe from that, they will be among the all people. We will be transgressors upon yourselves this luxury of this life, and you come back to us, and we tell you what you are doing. Another thing in the Quran on the person who is rebellious on Allah, Allah said, if harm came to the human being, He will call us, and He will stand and sit and lay. So when we cover his calamity, he forgets as if he have no harm before, and that's how the transgressors were beautified what they were doing. The human don't be he will not feel despair to ask Allah goodness, but if something happened to him, he don't ask Allah. He is feeling desperate. He will say that I don't think that the hour is going to happen, and I think I have good standing with Allah. Allah said, we're going to tell the disbelievers what they have done, and we will let them taste the punishment, the heavy punishment. And when the human is, if he is in bounty, he don't even look at us, or he don't even think of us. But if we touch him with some calamity, something to bring him back, he will ask us in so many different ways. The Sheikh recited a poetry about the same meaning, about Allah Azza wa Jal. Hadith, I saw the hellfire. The women are the most. They disbelieve. They said they disbelieve in Allah. He said they disbelieve of goodness that their husband do. If you are good to one of them the whole life, and you did something, she'll say, "I never seen anything good from you." Then Allah said that the human being is always disloyal to Allah. Allah said that the human being take the belief that he disbelief in Allah in this life. He might not testify to that, but at the day of judgment, if he want to disbelieve that today, he will be. That's when everything will witness of what they were doing. And Allah the Almighty is witnessing of what's in the heart of the human on his work, and the human is witnessing on himself. He might admit in this life and he might not. If he did not admit, he will. And he will testify on himself at the day of judgment. When their tongues, their hands, and their legs will testify of what they are doing, that's when Allah fulfill them their religion, and they will know that Allah is the true, the clear. And it is the human being to love of good or money is very tight. Allah Azza wa Jalla said that it is written on you if one of you about to die to leave the will to the parents and the relatives, and that love of money is natural as long as you don't do full stop something that Allah has obligated or to do something forbidden. Allah tells us about this nature of the human. He said you love the humans, the money a lot, and no one can be safe from that because that's the natural one. But the toughness in the love of the money is where it's not for everybody. Allah has so He made that in their hand, not in their heart. Thus, they spend their money in the truth toward the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. So the human to the love of the money, he's very tough. He loves it so much, but he's very tough, very nice. And both is true. And then Allah remind the human being of a condition that he have no to reach it, no matter how far or short that one. Don't he know if all the graves were scattered and prepared for that matter, where the money is not everything you have to do. When people are taken out of their graves, and Allah had mentioned it in so many different places. Well, so when it is scattered and when they have, this is only one call and they'll all come to us. Doesn't he know if it is scattered what's in the heart and the graves and what's in the heart is coming out? So here Allah is making, and the hypocrites told Allah at the day of judgment what's in the heart, and then it was getting what's in the chest when the graves are being tested and there's no ally, no one to support, and to gather what's in the graves to get what's in the hearts from what they hide when they are and they are trying to cover. So the gathering, because it is what's the are hidden. So Allah has reminded him of this situation that there is no way out of it. Allah said the intoxication of the death came with truth, and He said it was blown in the trumpet. That's the day of the promise, the warning, and every soul came with its lead. Someone is pulling it, and then Allah said, "We have covered your veil, so your vision today is very strong." Look what Allah is saying. You have seen what we have given them years of enjoyment. then they get what they were promised. What good did it do to what they were doing? Hatem Ta'i says, what good is the wealth if the soul is about to get out? And people knew that if Hatem wanted richness, so their Lord is expert about them. He knows everything about them. Allah knows everything about His creations, His servants, His slaves. And Allah said, mention the day of judgment. That's the day. Allah specified it clearly. Otherwise, Allah Azza wa Jalla knows what happened, what's going to happen, and how it's going to be if it happened, how it's going to happen. He knows everything and everything they were doing, and they do, and Allah will reward them the best of greatness. And He will not, and the scales of justice they will be done at the day of judgment. And if it is an autumn wheat or grain, we will bring it, and it is enough that we are putting people accountable. May Allah forgive us and to accept our deeds. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.